to the Maya's Dream channel. Thank you all for being here today and for tuning in. Today I have a simple message for all of you, but it really is a message that can change your life if you implement it. And that message is just take one step. Now, let me contextualize the message today. What I mean is just take one step. When your intuition is compelling you towards something, all of us are born into this reality with these dreams, like in our heart and soul. Not the dreams of the ego, but these dreams of our heart. How can I clarify this for all of you? Well, often the dreams of the ego are dreams that involve differentiating ourselves from another, wanting to be best, wanting to be better, wanting to have the most, these sorts of things. Whereas the dreams of our soul are often, when we visualize them, they enable us to feel a sense of peace, often oneness, connectedness, serenity, love, contentment, ease. We will think, oh, if my life went in this direction, that would be so beautiful. I would be so at peace. I would want for nothing. Those are the dreams of the soul. So anyway, so we're all born into this reality with these dreams in our heart and soul that just fill us with this feeling of like love and connectedness. And we think, oh my goodness, wouldn't it be so wonderful if ... And due to our like conditioning and all these things that we're taught about these like limitations of what is possible, so many of us convince ourselves for whatever reason, oh, that'd be too good to be true. Oh, I don't think that could happen for me. Oh, I'm not talented enough for that. Oh, my life doesn't work out in that way. But actually, in actual fact, there's this amazing thing in this reality, which is that when we actually like take a step in the direction of where our soul is compelling us, like things tend to actually work out a little bit more easily than we might have expected. And that is related to the concept of synchronicity as well in the synchronistic fields. So I wanted to tell you all a little personal story about this idea of just taking one step and sort of what can happen for you if you do. And I have noticed in my own relationship with my guides in the higher realms, and as many of you will know, I am a full-time professional psychic, and so I'm very blessed to have a close relationship with my guides. I have noticed that they often guide me in the direction of just taking one step. Okay, so I remember all the way back to, oh gosh, it was around Thanksgiving time in 2014, and this was the day I discovered my North Node. So my entire life, I had this secret and private dream in my heart, and it was like, and mind you, in my life, like I was in so many different programs to try to develop myself professionally, and I was just a straight A student and all this kind of stuff, trying to work towards a career. So meanwhile, while I'm spending all my time and energy doing that, I have this private dream in my heart, like, what if I could just help people reconnect to their soul or their guides, or, you know, feel more love, or like all of this kind of stuff. And I convinced myself it's not possible. There's no like, well, little did I know at that time there actually is, but I was like, there's no school for that, you know, there's no psychic school, there's no way, that's not a valid profession, you won't be able to make enough money, you don't have the gifts, you won't be able to help people don't need this, you're crazy, this is, you know, airy fairy, blah, 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 blah. So I convinced myself this is not possible. It's actually what I was dreaming. The dream in my heart, like, was actually less than what my reality actually is right now, to be honest. But anyway, so I have this dream in my heart of just being able to like live a life that feels right for me and matches my soul, where I can like help people to feel the love of their guides and just hear their voice and all this. But it was, I thought I was crazy, and so I never told this to anyone, ever. And I even wouldn't even let myself think about it very often. I was like, every time I started thinking about it, I would just, the inner voice, the inner critic was like, no, you're crazy. That's never going to happen. Keep studying, like, keep working on your graduate studies. You know, you need to run 100 million organizations and everything else to build your resume so you can get a real job, like, blah, 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 blah. So now we go back to like Thanksgiving time, in 2014. And at that time, I'm completing my master's, and one day, I don't know what, so surely my guides compelled me, but I was looking at the astrology again, and I'd seen this like a million times. Like, I'd seen like the position of my planets, but I never really looked into them. And I always saw this thing where it said true node Pisces, and I always just ignored it. I was like, what's that? Some obscure point? Like, probably nothing, you know? Anyway, so I finally Google it, true node Pisces, and I read about it, and it's like, your purpose in this life is like connect to spirit and to learn to trust and all this stuff. And I have this realization in that moment that there's something to this. I'm like, oh my God, that dream in my heart. I always wanted to just feel spiritually connected and help others do the same and heal through their connection to spirit and everything else. And I realize, the life I'm living is like the exact opposite of that. And again, all the fears come rushing to me. Oh, I would love to do this. I'm realizing now, oh, the stars say this is my purpose. And it's what I've always wanted to do. And I love to do it, but I can't do it. And then my guides say, listen, just try it. You don't have to commit to this, you know, just try it and see what happens. And I still say, I'm not ready, I can't do that, I don't have the gift, it's not going to happen, no. And they say, okay, just agree that one day you'll try it. And I said, fine, one day. And that day came like, oh gosh, like 2 months later, and I find myself in this, my whole life had changed through all, we'll talk about that later some other time. But anyway, I find myself in this situation where I'm in between different paths and all of this stuff. And anyway, I decide to try it. It's Christmas break, and I say, okay, I had this blog that I was writing, and I just put on the blog, okay, for $15, like, if you're interested, like, you know, in having some guidance, like, or just this intuitive service, you know, I put a PayPal button, and I said, you know, I'm just going to try this. Like, I'm just going to try this for like a day and see what happens. And I tell my guys, okay, if nobody clicks the button, then it's like done, you know. And I was right the whole time, like in my belief that this was never possible. It's like never going to happen, you know. And so, well, of course, I put it on like, what? I think it was January 9th of 2015. And I put it on my blog, and I go to bed, and the next morning I wake up and realize someone has purchased my, I don't even know what I called it, like some sort of intuitive thing, you know, and yeah, so I go, oh my God, and I tried it, and the person is like, whoa, this is like really intense, you know, and then like the next day, another person clicks the button, and I try it again, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's amazing, like, you really helped me in my relationship. And the point is, here I am, like 7 years later, and I do this work full time, and everything, all those fears were wrong. The dream in my heart, the dream in my soul was correct, but the only way that I ever was able to make it to where I am today is the decision just to make that one step. And sometimes we'll take a step towards what we believe is a desire of our soul, and maybe it won't work out, but most of the time it really does. And so my message today is just have the courage to just try that thing that you feel could be right for you. And I just shared a big example related to my work, but I'll tell you, this this like just take one step sort of message. Like, this is something my guides trick me into all the time. Whenever it's something that I need to do for my soul, but like I maybe feel like I don't have like enough energy to do it, or I have fears, they'll say, just try it. Let's just try it. Like, how about you just try a little and see what happens. Like, and then the next thing I know, it's like my whole life is filled by that thing. But another little example was, I always felt like, oh my God, you guys, like, I'm very sensitive, very psychically sensitive. And part of that is like having a super sensitive body. So I always felt like I would have greater health or ease in life, like if I could just not eat sugar. But that's like easier said than done. And I used to have this secret dream, oh, one day like I won't eat sugar and blah, 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 blah. So this is a smaller dream, but it still changed my life. But I thought, it's impossible. How could I ever go on my birthday without having birthday cake? And what about Christmas? And oh, I won't be able to join in at this family thing. And I told myself all the reasons why this is impossible. And my guides wait until I calm down. They always do that. Like, they just wait. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So like months, years pass, you know. And then finally one day when I'm ready, they go, just try it. And I did this experiment. I think I said, okay, for 2 weeks, I like won't eat sugar. And that, I remember, again, that was another date my life changed. It was April 13th of 2016. And I sort of timed it with the opening of Whole Foods in my town. And I went to Whole Foods and got all this like dried fruit and stuff. But I was like, I'm not going to have any added sugar. And within days, I felt better in my body than I had ever felt in my entire life, like more comfortable. Just it was, and you guys, like, I never ate sugar again. So it's been it's been like 5 years now, and yeah, I mean, but it was like, and at the time I really believed I was just trying it, but it like worked so well that I never stopped. And so have the courage to try when you're ready. If you're in a state of 10 out of 10 resistance, it's probably not the right time. But once you sort of calm down and you feel like, okay, this dream has been with me for a long time, this compelling of my soul, whether it relates to, you know, your work, your purpose, your health, your finances, your relationships, whatever it is, but when it's been there for a long time, and it brings you that contentment, and it brings you that peace, and it brings you that feeling of ease and connectedness to who you truly are. And even if it's a secret private dream, like almost all these things have been for me, you know, it doesn't matter if other people validate that it's correct for you. When it comes to the longing of our soul, we know what is correct for us. That's between us and spirit. And when you know, when you have that knowing, you have that sense, just take one step. Let go of the big picture. The what if, the, oh my God, I'm so scared of step 10. Oh, no. Like, I could never be. You'd be surprised what you could be. You would be surprised what you could be if you just took one step. So, take that step, you guys. Just take one step. When you're ready, just try something out. Almost every single good thing in my life right now is something that I just was trying as an experiment, because the truth is my guides really know how to work with me, and they're always telling me just try. And it's just led to the most amazing things. And I know it will lead to amazing things for you all too. So just when you're able to it's okay to move forward when you're feeling a little bit of fear. It really is. Most of the things that have changed my life, I was so scared of. But if you have that little opening where there's not fear, and there's like that little hope, and there's that little knowing, you know, amongst the fear, there's the little knowing, oh, this is right for me. Like, listen to that knowing, you guys, and take that step. So thank you all for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this audio presentation. Many blessings to all of you. Go out there, have a great day. Take the step. Your soul doesn't lie. Okay? Listen to the urging of your soul. So thank you all again for listening. Many blessings, and namaste.